Good morning or afternoon. It's almost afternoon now, isn't it? Wait just a minute before we get started. Just realized my bra strap is showing. It's probably been showing all morning. It's terrible. Good morning. How are y'all doing? It's been a crazy morning. I've been running since I got up, it feels like. I don't know why those days just seem to happen and they totally wear me out. Do y'all have those days too? And I'm still drinking coffee. That tells you what kind of day it is. It's lunchtime and I'm still on my coffee. I have had 2 bottles of water already, so I don't feel quite so bad for still drinking my coffee. Oh, it's beautiful here. The weather is gorgeous. It's hot again. I was hoping that the cool weather was here to stay, but apparently not. It's still Texas, so we'll probably still have... Good Lord. You know what? This has just been one of those... I don't know if y'all can see that. There is a hair standing straight up. My word. See it? It's right there. If it wasn't attached, I'd pull it, but where's the hairdresser when I need them? Okay, enough about that craziness. Anyway, what I was saying is that I thought the cool weather was here to stay, but we usually have hot weather in Texas until sometimes into December. So, did you see it, Deborah? I think I got it. Hopefully I did. So hopefully the weather will start cooling off here before long, but I'm going on vacation in 4 weeks, so I don't care. I'll come back and it'll be hot, but at least while I'm there, it'll be comfortable. Okay, I'm going to do things a little bit out of order today. I'm going to tell you about my products first, and I have a few because I've come across some really cool things, and I wanted to share them with you. And then then I have a couple of announcements to tell you about, and then I'll get into my my thoughts for the day. Maybe the coffee will have kicked in by then. I've had several people message me over the weekend and ask me to actually do my morning skincare routine and put my makeup on in front of you and show you. I think that maybe somebody didn't see me without makeup the other day, and they think that would just be a fun way to see me with no makeup on. I don't know. I told them I would think about it and maybe do it. It won't be our weekly live, video. It would just be like an extra. But maybe one morning when I'm here, y'all would not want to be on live with me when I'm getting ready for work because it's usually about 5 o'clock in the morning. But maybe one day when I can do that, I'll do my morning skincare routine and talk to you while I put my makeup on. Y'all can entertain me, or maybe I'll entertain you. But anyway, so we'll do that in the future. But my products for you today, I know for a lot of you, you're coming up on cooler fall weather. And if you're anything like me, in the fall, I love soup. It's nourishing, it's filling, it's easy, and I don't know, there's just not much better to me on a cool fall or winter night than a bowl of soup or a bowl of chili. And so I try to keep some canned soup around, but I try to be real picky about, what they are. I also keep a couple of these cans in my desk at work all the time, just in case I get caught in a pinch. Normally I have my lunch, I pack it, I take it with me, but every now and then something happens and you get stuck. And so I keep around these, and I know it's going to be backwards, but these are Progresso Light. Has to be the light. Different flavors. This one is chicken and vegetables with rosemary. The whole can is 2 cups. So the whole can is 4 smart points. Okay, that's a lot of soup, and they vary depending on the flavors. The ones that are a creamier base, are a little bit higher in points. But if you get the ones that are like a chicken and broth with vegetables in them, I think most of them are going to be about 2 smart points for a cup. So you could have this entire can for 4 smart points. So if you kept maybe some crackers, handy, and had a can of that, or maybe if you had some salad to go along with it, or some raw veggies and some fruit, you could have a pretty low point meal really easy. So that's one of them. I love that. Then I saw one of you post on board the other day, and I had to go find it. Kroger is one of our chain grocery stores here, and I don't know if they're across the country, but they're one of the larger ones here in Texas. And Kroger has now packaged their own brand of reduced calorie pastas. They're in a blue box like this. At least I think that's blue. Here's one of the hidden secrets that you don't know about me. I'm partially colorblind, so I have trouble distinguishing between particular colors. So this could be blue or purple. I think it's blue, but anyway, it's a reduced calorie. Now, interestingly enough, I had some other spaghettis in my drawer, and so I compared them. The Kroger reduced calorie, this is thin spaghetti, and it is 4 smart points for 2 ounces. I measure my spaghetti dry. If you try to measure it cooked, it's a nightmare. Plus, you'll end up eating like a tablespoon of it. So 2 dry ounces of this Kroger reduced calorie one is 4 smart points. This brand is Ronzoni, I guess. Healthy Harvest 100% whole grain. It is, I wrote it down, 5 smart points for 2 ounces. And then I also had one I got from Aldi's, and I think this is Aldi's brand, Simply Nature Organic Whole Wheat Spaghetti. It is 6 smart points for 2 ounces. So if you have a Kroger near you and you can find that reduced calorie, you can save yourself a couple of smart points by having that instead. Most of the time when we have pasta dish, we do spaghetti squash as long as it's in season, but I try to keep something like this around if I don't have any spaghetti squash, or if we're having company or something like that. But four smart points for 2 ounces, that's pretty good. So I would give that a try. The other thing, I told you I'm going on vacation soon, and I'm going to be on an airplane for a while and then riding in a car. And so I was at Home Goods the other day, and I came across this little container. The brand, the company name is Smart Planet, and they have their website, smartplanethome.com. And this is a portion meal kit. Hope you can see that. It has two compartments that are 1/2 cup, and then it has one compartment that is 2 cups, and then it has one compartment that is 1 cup. So I thought this would be great for me to pack my snacks for the airplane, and for riding in the car. I can put whatever snacks, and I know exactly what my measurement's going to be, and then it'll be easy to clean and fill it again. Most hotels you stay at, the ones now that have like the continental breakfast, they have fruit and boiled eggs and stuff. So and I don't think there's anything in the world wrong with, while you're down there getting your breakfast, replenish your little snack kit and take it with you. This was $3.99 at Home Goods. I don't know how much it is online, but you can look, and you might be able to find it. Amazon might have it too, and you might find another brand. But anything that will help you pre-measure without having to eyeball what your food is will keep you out of trouble, keeps us honest, and helps us track. Let me get a drink real quick. My throat's really dry today. Can I repeat the website? I certainly will. The website is Smart Planet Home, SMART Planet, PLANET, Home, HOME.com. Can you take food like that on an airplane? I don't know, Terry, but I'll let you know. I'll find out. I've taken food in my purse before, and they didn't say anything to me about it. I don't know, but I'll find out. I'm going to try. maybe check the airlines that you're flying and see if they allow it. But I'm gonna try. But we're on the road a lot on the weekends anyway, driving in the car. So I thought that would be, a good thing for me to keep in the car. Put some fruit, maybe a boiled egg, maybe some cheese. Something that I can have there handy. Okay, those are my products for this week. So hopefully one of them will interest you. Okay. Here's a couple of announcements. If you've been on the board the last few days, you've seen that the wheels are turning in my head. And so one thing that we're working on is coming up with a design for a group t-shirt. Linda, does it have a lid? Yes, it does have a lid. Let me take the little package thing off here so I can show you. I'm gonna have to tear it. Okay. It has a little handle here. And if I can pop the lid off. There we go. That's what it looks like inside. So inside is half cup, 1 cup, 2 cup. And then pop the lid back on. So pretty cool little gadget. Okay. We're working on t-shirts for the group. I've asked you to help us come up with some designs. And so we're going to leave that thread open until midnight tomorrow night. Tuesday night at midnight, we will close comments on that thread. And then the moderators and I are going to go through and narrow it down to 5. And that's going to be a chore. So give us a couple of 3 days to do that because y'all are responding like crazy. We will narrow it down to 5. And then we will share with you in a poll online, which is just like a comment, but it gives you the option to vote. We'll put the top 5 and let you vote, and then whichever one gets the most votes, that's the one we'll go with. Ellen, one of our moderators, is looking now, researching some companies that we can order these, we set up the design and then you go on and order your own shirt, your own size, and you pay for it and then they ship it straight to you. The person whose design is chosen, I will buy your shirt. So that's the deal. And the shirts, I'll tell you about Pigeon Forge in a minute, but hopefully any gatherings that we're able to do in the future, just be really fun if everybody had their shirt on so we can find you in a crowd. So hopefully we'll be able to do that, but just stay tuned. But midnight tomorrow night is the deadline to put your idea for a shirt. Now, keep in mind that we cannot use the words Weight Watchers because that's trademarked. We also can't use Smart Points. It's trademarked. And so we don't want to get on the wrong side of anybody. We want to keep this perfectly legal. So, we can use WW over 50 because WW could stand for anything. But, and we will for sure have the name of our group on there. But we can't, so when you're submitting your proposal, don't put Weight Watchers or Smart Points in it because we can't use those. Okay. Retreat. I have reached out to a hotel / convention center in Pigeon Forge, and they're putting together a proposal for us. And so as soon as I get the details of that back, I'll pass that along to you. What I've asked them for is a Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday morning checkout where I could tell you what the dates are. I could give you the information for the hotel. You go online, book your room, pay for your room, confirm your room, whatever. That's just between you and the hotel. But if we have enough commit and come, I've asked the hotel to provide us with a conference room on Friday night so we could have a meet and greet. And then a conference room again on Saturday morning after breakfast for maybe hour and a half where we could have a gathering and, maybe have our own little meeting of sorts and, kind of like we do online live, but we do it really live in person in front of each other. So I thought that would be kind of fun. And then hopefully we would be able to have the conference room again Sunday morning after breakfast before everybody checks out, just to, say our farewells and everybody go on about their way. Pigeon Forge is in Tennessee. It's at the base of the Smoky Mountain National Park. It's a very quaint little town, and one of the reasons I chose it is because if you're flying in, you wouldn't necessarily have to have a rental car. It's a long parkway full of shops and stores and restaurants and things, but it's easily walkable for those of you who are into walking. But they also have a really cool little trolley system that's very, very inexpensive. And so if you didn't want to walk, or you weren't able to walk, you could ride the trolley. There's also all kinds of things to do in town for those of you driving in. There's shows, there's an amusement park, and then if you just wanted to drive up into the national park, there's hiking, there's waterfalls, there's settlers' cabins, there's reenactments of the lifestyle back in the turn of the century. There's cemeteries and the original settlers' cabins and churches and all kinds of stuff to see. So that's why I chose that, because a lot of those things you wouldn't have to rent a car if you flew into town and just got to the hotel. So stay tuned, and I'll let you know about that. Okay, the cruise. We're also looking at some options for a short like Caribbean cruise, maybe out of somewhere on the East Coast. And I realize that and I hope you understand, there's no way that I can put this together where it will be convenient for everybody. So all I can do is my best. And if we decide to go with a cruise out of Miami and you say, well, Miami doesn't work for me, I get it. And so then maybe we'll be able to do the next one out of a different port that would be more convenient for you. So we're just trying to get the best price we can in the most central location, keeping in mind too that not every cruise port is in a town that has an airlines. And so I want to make sure that if you have to fly in, that you can then just take a shuttle from the airport to the cruise and not have to worry about renting a car or anything like that. So we're working on that, and I hope to have some more information to you within a few days on that, and then we'll work on getting that set up. Also, the timing of it. I know that many of you are teachers, and so the summer months are best for you on a cruise. The problem with that is that's also the most expensive time for cruises. So I've asked to give us options, for dates, maybe like late July and then later in the fall. So I'll let you know what we're able to come up with on that, and I hope you understand that we'll just do our best. Okay, moving along then. My thoughts for the day is, and here's what here it is. Okay, we're all very I hate to say guilty, but we're all easy to say when I get there. Talking about our weight loss journey, this is what my life will be like when I get there, or this is how I'll eat when I get there. Well, my question for you today is, where for you is there? And I'm not talking about the number on the scale. I'm talking about in your life, in your journey, in your emotions, in your challenges. Where for you is there? Because when we say, when I get there, we're implying that it's a destination, and once we reach that destination, life changes. To some extent, life will change, but I propose to you that the difference between Weight Watchers and, say, Jenny Craig or MetaFast or some of the other programs, when you join one of those other programs, you have a weight in mind, and once you reach that weight, you are done with their program. you no longer, will go pick up your food supplements, that kind of thing. For me, Deborah said there is no end to lifestyle. That's one of my points. In Weight Watchers, our goal is to become a lifetime member for several reasons. Primary being that we have reached our weight goal. And secondary, once we become lifetime, we don't have to pay anymore, and we still get all the benefits of the Weight Watchers tools as long as we stay, within our our weight range. It is then free to us for the rest of our life. I worked at Weight Watchers this morning. I subbed as the receptionist, and a lady came in, and I greeted her, and I said, how I'm glad to see you this morning. What can I do for you? And she said, I thought I could do it on my own. Clearly I can't, so I'm back, and I'm asking for help. Well, she's a lifetime member who tried to do it on her own. She thought she got there. So she didn't need the tools. She didn't need the meetings. She didn't need the support and the accountability. She thought she was there. Sadly, she realized that she still did need all of those things. So she rejoined, recommitted, and now is on a journey to get back to her lifetime weight so that all of those things will be free to her again. So we can set short-term goals, and we should, and we strive to reach those. And then we can set lifetime goals, and we strive to reach those, and we should. But what I'm proposing to you is we will never get there, because there is no there. There is no place on this journey where we stop doing what we're learning now to do. We're retraining our brain to eat the right portions, to eat the right food, to move the right amount of movement in our lives, to rethink how we address social gatherings. These are all tools that we're learning, and so to imply that there is a there implies that we won't need those tools once we reach that point in our life, and I don't think there is a there. I'm very thankful that I'm learning with Weight Watchers how to lose my weight, but also how to live without putting it back on. I've done that. I've lost and gained 20 pounds probably 50 times in my adult life. I don't want to gain it back. I want to keep it off. I want to learn to live without being on a diet. That's what Weight Watchers does for me. So that's what I propose to you, that you take there out of your vocabulary. Stop looking for there. Live here. Live in the moment. Live for today. Track for today. Plan for today. Reward yourself for today. Forget yesterday. If you fell off the wagon, if you jumped off the wagon, if you got run over by the wagon, it's okay. That was yesterday. It doesn't count anymore. Will there be repercussions on the scale? Maybe. But you know what? The scale is just one tool. What goes on in your brain is just as important as that number you see when you step on the scale. So don't give it more power than it has. We've talked about that before. It's too easy to derail, to give up, and to get discouraged, and don't let that number do that to you. So focus on today. Plan for the future, certainly. There's nothing wrong with having goals, but don't kid yourself into thinking that I have to eat this way, I have to give up all of these, extras until I get there. If you do that, you're on a diet, and you're living in diet mentality, and diet mentality is not good for you. So I want to share just real quickly before I let you go. I'm in maintenance mode now, and I'd still like to lose 3 more pounds. I don't need to lose it. Didn't think I'd ever say those words, but I I weigh 133. I would love to see 129 point anything on the scale, even if it's just for one day. I don't even care if I gain it back the next day. I just want to see that number. But for the most part, I eat like I'm in maintenance mode. And so I still track and I'm still aware of what I eat. I still watch my portions and things. But I let myself have things that I wouldn't let myself have a year ago. That doesn't mean that I'm there. It just means that I have reached a point on my journey where I can say yes, where I wasn't able to say yes to that food before. I hope that makes sense. And you'll get there too if you're not there. It doesn't mean that you have to give up chocolate cake for the rest of your life. It means you have to decide, is chocolate cake important to me today? Do I have to eat it just because it's here in front of me, or is it a special occasion? So that to me is there. When I'm at the point where I can say yes a little more often. So saying no today so that you can say yes tomorrow. That's what there is to me. It's just a mindset. And Weight Watchers now is, we're all about the mindset. But honestly, if we don't get our brain in it, if we don't wrap our brain around it, it's not going to stick. And so once you get your brain there, then everything else just kind of falls into place. Let me look at some of your comments real quick and we'll chat for just a minute. Karen says, since there is no there, I can embrace the journey instead of just enduring. I love my life now and my journey. Amen. And that's what it boils down to. Just embrace the journey. Don't stress about, if you went up on the scale this week, so what? It was just this week. Just keep doing what you know to do right. And next week, it will probably reflect a loss. If it doesn't, so what? It will eventually. If you do what you're supposed to do and you live the Weight Watchers lifestyle, the weight will come off. It won't come off every week. It won't even stay the same every week, but that's part of the journey. So just embrace it. Phyllis says, my there is when I feel good. Yeah. When you put on something that you couldn't wear before, or you're able to buy a size that you didn't think you would buy again, or you're able to do an activity that you weren't able to do before, that's there, not the final number on a scale where you say, okay, I'm done with Weight Watchers now. It served its purpose and I don't need it anymore. Because then you'll be like that lady who comes back to the meeting and says, I thought I could do it on my own, and now I'm asking for help. We don't want you to go anywhere. We want you to stay here and be part of this wonderful family of support. And, let's all do it together. Let's see. Rosalind says, I feel so much better and I'm walking again. Still working to come down. But yeah, that's what it's all about, is feeling better. If I look at you, I don't know what you weigh unless you tell me. And if you don't, walk around with it plastered on your shirt, nobody knows what the scale says except you and the scale. So don't let the scale do that to you. JJ's, I'm riding the lifestyle train. You know what? I'm right there with you, and I love it. I do. It's just, I didn't think I would ever get there. I just didn't. I thought that I would be dieting for the rest of my life, and this is not a diet. This is wonderful. If you're not in that mindset, then I hope you get there, and I'll do whatever I can to help you get there. So just reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any questions I can and give you encouragement where I can. I get private messages all day, and that's okay. I try to answer them as fast as I can, but sometimes it may take me a little while, but that's okay. If you don't mind waiting, I don't mind answering. So, okay, just to recap, go to the thread on our, I can't remember if it's pinned or not, but if you type t-shirt in the search box, you'll find it. I posted it last night. And we'll keep that open until midnight tomorrow night for suggestions on what you would like to see on the t-shirt. And then we'll narrow it down to 5 and post those 5 for you to vote on. And then we'll go from there. The retreat in Pigeon Forge, I'll get that information just as soon as I can. And then the cruise, and these are all going to be for 2018, nothing this year. It'll all be, starting in the spring of next year, because we'll need that much time to plan, and some of us to save our pennies and that kind of thing. So I'll get that information to you as quickly as I can. Once those two events are locked in, I'm going to ask for some of you who are good at planning to work with me on a committee to help with the logistics. I mean, this is a large group, so there'll be a lot that goes into it, and I would certainly appreciate your help. I can't ask the moderators to do more than they already do, and I appreciate them so much. So if you're willing to serve on a committee of maybe, half a dozen to help put all of the planning together and keep up with everything, and that's something that you're good at, reach out to me and let me know that you're willing to do that, and I would certainly appreciate your help. Let's see. Michael says, bad days on the scale, I blame it on the Earth's increase in gravitational pull. Well, I'll go with that. Sure, why not? Why not? We're going to blame it on something, so perfect. Jenny says she'll serve on a committee. Jenny, you are awesome, and I love you. We'll put the committees together. Maybe we'll have one for the cruise and one for the retreat, and so that everybody can keep track, and I'll appreciate your help. Other than that, have a blessed day. Make your points count. Please don't try to see how much food you can eat on 0 points for the day, because you're only setting yourself up for failure when you do that. We'll do a video on that someday. Other than that, just keep doing what you're doing. Enjoy the journey, embrace the journey, love yourself enough to do it well, and send me any questions you have, and I will talk to you later. I'll see you on the board. Bye, everybody.